Hi, it's TRC Retro Programming again. How's everyone doing? I'm pretty good. We have some wicked winter weather going on here. It's about 5 degrees outside. It's dark and very windy today. Uh, yeah, it's brutally cold. Um, anyways, I want to present a little piece of work here that I've been dreaming about for a long time. And I could never come up with a solution because um, I had a lack of math skills to a certain degree. Um, but the average person might want to try to figure this out, and you can't. It's literally impossible. You have to use formulas. And I don't know. Um, I just, okay, let's put a question out there. What if you want to draw a circle on your computer screen without using the circle statement? So let me clear the screen on my Color Computer 3 VCC emulator. We're going to do this. We're going to do 100 palette. I don't know if I'm spelling this right. P-A-L. No, how do you spell this? P-A-L-E-T-T-E. It's already in there, but I'm going to do it again. You have to set up your screen. P-A-L-E-T-T-E RGB every time to get the proper colors. Next thing you have to do is set up the screen. I'm using HSCREEN, HCR. I can't spell right now. It's been a long day. HSCREEN 2. This is the one that I use. It's the 320 by 192 that Curtis is always talking about. That I don't have graph paper for, and I still don't have that. That's besides the point. Right now, someone said they had it on the last show, or the show before that, but they never uploaded it to the archive. Hopefully, someone will do that. But anyways, so I'm using the HSCREEN 2, and we have to HCLS the screen, and I'm gonna do it white, and we're gonna go 103, go to 103. We're gonna run 100, and we just get a white screen. So normally in BASIC, what you do is you type, well, in this case it's H circle because we're in high screen mode, and I would type 100. 100 is its center, and then I would pick a radius. We're going to do 10, and then I pick a color. We're going to do blue, and we go to 104, and we run this, and the computer draws our circle. Son of a gun, I got an email from somebody. I don't care. I ran the wrong program. Run 100, it draws the circle. Bang, there it is. Okay. I want to critique this circle for a minute here. It has tips, number one. Number two, it's oriented a little differently than a circle would be. But anyways, this is how you get your circle of radius 10. Okay, everybody knows this. Run 100. List 100. That's it. Okay? We set up the screen, we clear the screen, we draw the circle, we got our circle, radius 10, center is 100, 100, the color's blue, everything's fine, right? Well, what if you're like me and you wonder about things? Okay? this is a command. This is a built-in function of this computer to make life easier. Okay? But what if you're like me and you wonder, how do I do this? First of all, how would you do it on a piece of paper? You would use a compass, or you would use a compass, or try to draw a circle out, or use a piece of graph paper, whatever. But then, how do you find the coordinates of a circle and plug that into the computer and draw the circle without the circle command? How do you do that? And I grappled with this, and I forgot about it, and it came back to me, and I fought with it, and I could never win. Well, you know what? You have to know trigonometry. All right. So if you don't, you won't be able to accomplish this. But I'm here to show you what I learned, like I always do, the secret to this. And I have it mostly figured out. So I'm going to list this. We're going to get rid of 100 through the rest of the program and list this out. So you see a difference here. Okay. Couple things. I watched today's show, like I always do, as much as I could. And thank you, Curtis, for continuing to cover my stuff, and the rest of the Coco Nation as well for putting it on the air. There was a point that I was trying to make here, and I don't know what it was, so I'm just going to get on with this here. Now, I set a point, and this is the only part that I can't figure out. I HSET 100, 100, a black point. So I'm going to run this, and then I'm going to stop it. Okay, maybe I gotta pause it, but I don't remember how to do that. I think it's, oh, this keyboard is so messed up. I think it's Shift-Alt. Okay, so here's my point. Okay, now I wanted to make that a center point, but it didn't work out that way. We're going to list this over again. So we have our screen set up, which I already showed you. We have the center point, but it doesn't draw around the center point for some reason. I don't know why. I'm lucky I figured it out this far. But we have line number 5, we have circle. And everything on this computer is backwards. Well, it's not just this computer, it's every computer, because we only have positive numbers here. We only have quadrant 1. You're staring at quadrant 1. That's it. So when you start doing stuff, you have to figure out how to make it a 4-quadrant screen. And I think that's part of why my center point is here, and the circle gets drawn on the side of it somehow. I don't know yet. But anyway, so I put 4a equals 360 to 1. That's the number of degrees in a circle. But not 1 to 360, because it draws the wrong way. It doesn't draw the wrong way, but it starts at the wrong end. So I had to reverse it and use this step -1. So we'll say it's 1 to 360, because those are the degrees in a circle. And then what you have to do is set X and Y, and then HSET. Now, I did 100, 100, but it's not in the middle, and I don't know why. But it still works. So I'm still figuring it out. But you set a point, supposed to be in the center, and then you add 10 away from that point. I don't know. I added 10 away from the center point on the x coordinate and 10 away from the center point on the y coordinate. And I'm trying to think about this. Maybe this is why it's not in the center. I don't know. But yeah, it might have something to do with the numbers that I'm using. I don't know. I have no idea. I might take a breath here. No, it's right. Just 10 away from the center point, and then 10 up. Oh Jesus! I'm trying to explain this here, and it's. Let me look at my paper real quick. I don't know. Honestly, let me look at something here. Yeah, because 10 to the right would be on the 10 point, and 10 on the Y would be 10 on the up point from the center. Okay? So, because you have to add something away from the center or it'll just draw a dot. So I did that, 10 points each way, okay? But then we subtract 10 times x and y, and we get a single coordinate, x, y. And the reason I'm multiplying it by 10 is because all of these are decimal answers, and we need a integer answer where it's a whole number here. So we have to multiply it by 10, and then we get our difference here, and you subtract that from 10. So if anybody's following me this far, okay, I give you credit, and I'm sure there are people out there that already know this, or don't know this at all, or know this far but not much else, or more than I do, whatever, I don't care. But this is a learning curve for me, and probably for a lot of other people, and a lot of people have probably asked this question, so this is why I'm doing the video. Now when I print out all of these values, xy, 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 it gives me the cosine is the x value and sine is the y value, because that's the way it is. That's the way it is in trigonometry. When you use unit circles, okay, P equals XY, and that's what I'm emulating, is the P. The HSET here is the P value. And when you get to unit circles, sine T, theta is Y, and cosine T is X. So you have to reverse them so they're in XY order. And all I'm really doing here is making a 360-degree fraction, one for every degree. So, for example, we get 1 over 360 times 2 pi. That gives us our angle, theta. So we're cosigning the angle, and it's returning a value of x and then y. And when I run the program, you're going to see the circle now being drawn, and it's starting at 0 degrees, going up to 190 degrees, around to 180, down to 270, up to 360, and our circle is being drawn. It's being drawn slowly because of the amount of calculations that the computer is doing. It's doing 720 calculations for this, so it takes a little while. But we get a circle the same as the other circle, but better, because this circle has no tippy points, and it's a better symmetry than the other circle. The only thing I don't understand right now is why my center point is at 45 degrees or something in quadrant 2 instead of in the center of the circle. So there's a little bit of weirdness going on here, and it has something to do with the way the computer works. Or maybe something in my calculations. I don't know what it is, but we drew a circle on the screen without using the circle command, and you just saw it. So what I'm going to do is leave this code in the description, and you guys can run it for yourselves if you want to play with it. And you can change the radius if you want. I wouldn't touch anything else. Actually, I wouldn't mess with it at all, because I'm not really sure what you can change and what you can't change. But if you want to run this little program and draw a circle without using the circle command, this is how you do it. This is the starts of how you do it anyways. I don't know why my point is not in the center. I haven't figured it out yet. It just dawned on me today. I've been working on this for a few days, and then I said, well, I was trying to do it like by a quarter, how am I saying this? Like, I was doing it by like 1/4 times 2 pi, 1/3 times 2 pi, 1/2 times 2 pi, 1/8 times 2 pi. And I was getting there little by little by little. But then I said, I put everything together, and I'm like, well, then you would have to connect everything together, and no, that's not right. So I said, why not just do it by 3/60ths, starting with 1, just 3/60ths, because they're all equivalent, and then bang, here it worked. At first I had a little arc, because I was only doing 90 to 1, then I boosted it up to 180 to 1. I said, why not just, it was working. I tried it, boosted it up to 360, and it drew the whole circle. And the only thing I had to change was I had to reverse sine x and y. You have to do the opposites, or it will draw a wrong angle. It won't draw right. It'll draw inside out and all this other stuff. The angle will be wrong. I don't know. I'm not really sure. Like I said, I just came up with this, and I want to thank you guys for continuing to watch. And that's it. If anybody wants to leave comments, go ahead. I got a ton of views on that paint thing, and that was only a couple days ago. Now, somebody left a comment, but it never went through. I don't know if you erased it or what, but I haven't been hearing from anybody, but I'm sure I'll hear from people on this one, hopefully. And I thank you for continuing to watch. And that's it. So I'll be seeing you later, and thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.